My first DNF for I don't know how long. The Colshaw Hall 10k in Cheshire billed it as a flat and fast 10k road race. We arrived nice and early to collect our numbers, met some people from the local running scene, and then met Sam Bassett, who had very kindly agreed to run with me at 40-minute pace and film me. Sam has his own YouTube channel, go and check that out. Ticking off the pre-race rituals, the ketone IQ had the bicarb on the way. The Adizero Pro 4 seems to be the trainer of choice for most people, but for me today it was going to be the Nike Streakfly 2s again. So the agreement was Sam was going to run at about 39:45 pace and I was going to track him. You can see we've also got a 40-minute pacer there. I've actually got one running broom, not this running broom, but the other one, up there with a 40-minute pacer. So a very optimistic start there for Dawn. We soon got into pace, and as you can see, this is Sam holding my GoPro. The 40-minute pacer is maybe 20 yards in front of Sam, and I'm just behind him. Initial feelings, this is feeling like a bit of a shock to the system. I hope we ease off and it gets a little bit more comfortable after the first kilometre. We're out of Colshaw Hall and we then enter some lovely country lanes. My running form looks okay, but I'm feeling very, very uncomfortable from the off. But you can see the 40-minute pace is getting a little bit in front of Sam. I'm tracking Sam. He's doing a valiant job trying to keep the gap between me and the 40-minute pacer to a minimum. He's offering words of encouragement. He knows I'm a very experienced runner and I sometimes start a little bit sluggishly. So we go through the first kilometre in a time of 4:01 and all seems to be good, but my legs are feeling really, really heavy. My mouth is dry even though I've drunk loads before the start of the race, and I'm just doubting that I can keep this pace going for another 9 kilometres. You know, don't you? I'm a very experienced 10k runner and I think I'm operating at closer to 5k, if not just a little bit faster than 5k effort at the minute. But you know, things can settle down. There's a long way to go, so we settled into kilometre number 2 and try and bang out another sub 4 or around 4. Sam keeping an eye on me, keeping an eye on the camera. The gap between us and the 40-minute pace was growing, but you can't always rely exactly on the pace. Today might be running a 39:40 pace, but you can see Sam is getting a little bit further ahead of me. I'm drifting a little bit further back. I'm having to do really intense surges to try and keep with and keep up to him. And this is kilometre number 2. As I say, mouth's dry, legs are feeling heavy. It's just not happening today for me. The pacer gets further ahead and we go through kilometre 2 in 3:58, which looks great on paper, doesn't it? I'm on 40-minute pace, but that had been the agreement. We were going to run at 40-minute pace for as long as possible, hopefully for 10k. But I'm just burning all my matches here. There's going to be nothing left very soon, but I'm going to keep ploughing on. Sam's trying to encourage me. Let's get to 3k, let's get to 4k, let's see how we are. Things might change, let's reevaluate. So we keep on ploughing on at that predetermined pace through 3 kilometres in 4:02. At this point I'm really fighting mental battles with myself to carry on, and at that point my shoelace became undone. Game over, hid behind this tree so Dawn wouldn't see me, managed to capture her going past and made my way back to the finish. So there we go, my first DNF in something that isn't a marathon for I don't know how long. Feelings, yeah, very disappointed but not absolutely gutted. There goes Samantha Harrison on her way to the female win. Yeah, the people of a similar standard to me, who I know locally, who might have been shooting for sub 40 minutes, all ran mid 40 minutes. As Dawn said, it got very hot out there. People's time started to fade a bit. The air was very thick and heavy, as you'd expect in June. And yeah, I'm not sure it would have been the case there. There's Chloe Hamard. Check out her channel. She had an excellent run. And here comes Sam. He'd actually picked up the pace, managed to get in front of the sub 40 pacer and managed a mid 39. So well done to him. 45-minute pacer and then Dawn.
Finish, come on! 45 minutes on the clock! Some great running here!
Just one of our channel followers, Sam, a legend. Not today, I'm not. Leg end, maybe. Not only could he not get me around a sub 40 10k, but
also locked my key in the car.
Yeah, turning into our day. Poor Sam locked his key in the car as well. A great day, but somebody won the... Hiya, Bernie. But somebody won the female 60 prize.
Hi.
Oh dear.
Oh dear, oh dear.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. So a few hours later, as they say, and where are we now? Well, literally we're on the old Woodhead line, the Manchester side on this occasion. But yeah, still trying to come to terms with that. So the past couple of weeks I've had a lot of extra work on. I think that's mentally burnt a few matches. I've not been feeling too energetic in the past week during the taper, but I thought, well, we'll get there. It's a race. I always perk up when I'm at races and around great running folk, and I thought as soon as the starting gun went, I'd be into my pace and really enjoying it, and I might finish a few seconds either side of 40 minutes. But I could just see the way that things were going. I just knew I was at sort of the effort you'd expect at 7k and 8k during 2k and 3k. So I thought, what's the logical thing to do here? Run another 10k at 96% effort, bury myself and feel even more washed out, or just to pull the plug and think, it's not happening today, let's just regroup and start again. So I was having that battle as Sam was very nicely encouraging me to just get to 4k and reassess, get to 5k and reassess. And then, as if by a message from on high, I'm playing on high at the minute, as if a message from on high, my shoelace came undone just past the 3k point. I think that was divine intervention telling me, stop. So I could have stopped and tied my shoelace and then even been even further behind, or made a big excuse about had to stop and tie my shoelace. I basically had it as an A goal or no goal, I think, as well. It was sub 40 or not sub 40. The 40-minute pacer was getting further in front. Sam was trying valiantly to sort of bridge the gap between the 40-minute pacer and myself, but he's a wise runner and could tell it wasn't quite happening. But yeah, Dawn just told me to say some positives. What are they? I'm alive. There's more 10Ks to do. So the positives. I am in sub 40 10k shape. How do I know that? Well, firstly, the Coros race predictor tells me that, and every other runner I've seen on YouTube who has a Coros and looked at the race predictor, it's almost spot on within a few seconds either way, particularly over frequently raced distances like 5k and 10k. I also did just a general zone 2 training run the week before last, and all the numbers there were saying I'm in very good shape. I just need all the ducks to align on the right day, and maybe look at a 10k in the middle of summer when I'm a bit
worked out?
Yeah, when I've had a lot on work wise and some interesting developments in my own life, which I'll cover in a video later in the week, so watch out for that one. I just think too many things, putting a quart into a pint pot, which is a phrase you'll hear on the next video too. But we have a winner. The winner of the female 60 prize at the 2025 Colshaw Hall 10k.
Thank you. Yes, I only entered because John had entered it, and I only entered, I think, was it Thursday?
Yeah, something like that.
Thursday. As you all know, I did Swansea half marathon last week, so I wasn't sure I'd be actually recovered enough to do a 10k this weekend, and possibly I wasn't fully recovered, but yeah, I sort of went out and didn't have any particular goals in mind. But anyhow, I had a good run. I was quite strong to the end. It was very hot actually. Second half got extremely warm, and it was quite intense at points. So, and I think everybody found that. So that was another factor today. It was too hot for running particularly fast times. But yeah, a good course, good organisation, and a strong run from myself to finish first in age category.
So how do I react to this setback? Do I take a few steps back, freshen up, reevaluate things, tweak a few things, and then see how we get on? Or do we press the race entry button for the Helena Tipping Wrexham 10k in 5 weeks time, also organised by Run Cheshire and also organised as a fast flat road race?
Give it a week or two and just see how you feel, because you've had a lot of work on, as you've just said.
And then hit the race entry button.
Maybe. That's us all over, isn't it?
Yeah. Got to keep the content rolling. And thank you to the many folk who came up to us before, some during and many after the race, to say how much they enjoyed the channel. It's lovely. There's obviously a lot of people, watchers over Cheshire way.
Thank you.
Sorry it wasn't a happy tale, I can tell today, although Dawn can, but you know, as people say, keep it real, show the highs as well as the lows, and I must say this is probably the lowest point of the year so far.
But we all know, guys, running is made of highs and lows. Last week I had a bit of a low, even though I finished the race. So it happens, doesn't it? That's running, is that we have to sometimes accept the lows to appreciate those highs when they come, and you've had plenty of highs this year.
That's it. If you treat it as a competitive sport, as we do, in any sporting competition, there have to be setbacks no matter how good you are.
Yeah.
If you're the Liverpool side of the 1970s, if you're the Yorkshire team of the 1960s, you still experience lows.
Yeah. You just go away, you regather, and you go again.
So thank you for watching, and keep tuned in so I can share with you a few developments in my own life and reflections on running, which will come later in the week. And then keep tuned in to see our future races, and will I hit that enter button for the Helena Tipping Wrexham 10k on the 20th of July 2025. Nice Wrexham, I like the Tesco's there.
So until next time, keep on keeping on.
Keep on keeping on.